One of the best movies I watched this year is probably F1 with Brad Pitt. I always love motorsport movies, and honestly, my all-time favorite is Cars 1. So I wanted to make something connected with this passion and learning something new. I decided to build my first ever machine learning model to see if it could predict the next one Formula winner. So idea is quite simple. Use data from previous races to train a model which can predict the race winner before even the race starts.
So, to start the training of the model, I need to have some data. For the history, I use the Kaggle Formula 1 dataset. Drivers, constructors, circuits and past race results, it also contains here. But unfortunately, it contains data only till 2024. So then I also use API called GLPika to get about 2025. As you can see, we have many tables and columns inside. To train something and make it meaningful, we need to do feature engineering. We can go through the columns and extract only these we think are important. For example, the grid column. Grid position is important. Starting position 1 or position 15 is a huge difference. On some tracks, overtaking is very hard, so where you start matters a lot. Or points can show how often a driver finishes well. Or even this. Two drivers can have the same points, but their performance can be very different. One finishes position 2 to position 4 almost every race. Another wins only once, then finishes outside of the top 10. The points we used before can show that. The model should learn that consistent drivers are safer picks. Or like this feature stops the model from learning the wrong thing. Without this, the model thinks performance is the same everywhere. Same driver, same results, any car, any track. But that's not true. Constructor, circuit and year connect each result to real condition. And that's a key idea. The model never sees Max Verstappen. Every prediction is based on statistic and previous data. Do this for every driver and suddenly a Formula 1 race becomes a ranking problem. So I switched to a model that's designed for exactly a ranking problem. Here how it actually works. The first tree makes a rough guess. Very rough. The second tree looks only at the mistakes, not the whole dataset, just for the errors. The third tree fixes what both of them missed, and so on. We are not building one smart model, we are more likely building a many dumps which we stack together and each correcting the previous guess. And that's why it works well for our case. It can learn things like grid matters more on Monaco than on Monza. Some teams recover positions better than others, and win probability drops sharply after position 6 on street circuits. So after applying these trees, which are basically if-else statements, which corrects each other, we are getting a list of people who would probably win the next race, with the probabilities next to them. So today is November 8th, as you can see. We have around 20 hours for the start of the race, and let's see who will be our winner. So you see the date is actually correct, and I already run the script to find out who is the winner, and we can see that Norris is going to be the number 1. Then Leclerc is the next one. Interesting. We will see tomorrow who we actually win.
One day later.
Okay, to be honest, I don't like it. Despite the fact that Norris is in first place, it looks like a coincidence. I see from the rest of the candidates, even Max is not here and Ferrari is somewhere far away. I will try to play around with Scott a little and maybe I can modify it to predict it better. So actually I found some gap in the code. We have a column which is called previous point, and before a driver's previous points could include points from the past seasons, like which happened 1 and 2 years ago. I tried to change it and use only the points for the same season, like the current one. So in that case, probably it would reduce the noise from the data and help it to differentiate it better. I hope so. And actually I tried to rerun it from Brazilian. I have a little better results, but I wanted to try for the next future one, Las Vegas. I see that we are betting a lot on McLaren, Norris as the first one, and Piastri as a top 5 finisher. I hope it would be true.
What a twist!
Yeah. And then, plot twist. McLaren got hit with double disqualification. Both Norris and Piastri were stripped from the results after the race. Thank you guys. Turns out their cars broke some technical regulations, and just like that, the model's top prediction was wiped out. So I'm quite disappointed. I wouldn't say that the model was wrong. It picked drivers who should have won until the FIA stepped in, but it's still present Verstappen's win, Russell's podium, and Sainz's top 5. It's not quite bad for the Fashion One. Let's compare my model's prediction with what really happened in Abu Dhabi. In the real race, Max Verstappen won, and in my prediction, Max was also ranked number 1, with 42% chance to win, the highest in the field. That means the model correctly picked the winner. The model also predicted that McLaren would be strong, placing Norris and Piastri second and third. In the real race, they finished second and third as well, just in different order. So the model didn't just guess a name, it correctly captured the power balance of the grid, Red Bull on top and McLaren right behind. Small swaps between Norris and Piastri are normal in racing, but getting the winner and the full podium right is quite a not bad result. This shows the model is not just following the hype, it understands the form, pace and team strengths, it uses different metrics, and it might have a chance to live. Even though it's not some large narrow network, it's just a simple if-else statements in a row, but it works and it shows some results. So, kind of reflection. I started this project knowing nothing about model training. I'm usually more of a backend developer, building a piece, not the models. But this felt like stepping into a completely different paddock, and I like it. Maybe I would do something harder in the future, but currently it was a good experience, and I would probably do something similar in the future. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.